We said in yesterday's ball game that the pitching matchup lined up that the Jays could bring out the brooms, and they did today. Woo! The Blue Jays go out there at Fenway in the finale of the 3-game set, first series back from the All-Star break, and they sweep away the Boston Red Sox, winning 8-4 this afternoon. But you know what? There's only one thing I can do that can sum up the Red Sox performance today. An absolute circus show defensively by the Boston Red Sox. Comedy of errors left and right. And the Blue Jays capitalized more often than not. And like I said, they dropped an 8-piece. I believe they committed 3 errors in the game. I think it was like 2 of them in 1 inning. One was a Duran error that just is a routine ground ball, just couldn't get a grip on it. Then, what was his name? The pitcher that, I can't remember his name, the guy that 2 balls were given to Bo. You guys can remember his name, I completely forget it. And he got on base. Vladdy hits a ground ball just past the pitcher. Pitcher goes for it, then realizes after the ball's past him, oh God, I ain't gonna get there. And he turns and goes to first base. And he overruns the base and tries to get back. Vladdy almost trips over him. Thank God he didn't get hurt or anything. Just a comedy of errors by the Boston Red Sox. And the Jays bring out the brooms as they sweep them away at Fenway. It's a beautiful scene. It's a beautiful scene, Blue Jay fans. The Jays have now won 8 of their last 9 games. They're back to 10 games over 500 at 53 and 43 on the year. Let's break down this ball game, all right? Top of the first inning, Blue Jays get some help yet again. A little infield single from George Springer to start. Xander Bogaerts can't get a bare hand on it. It was kind of a do-or-die play. And then Vladdy hits a chopper to third. It goes off third base and kicks to the right of the third baseman, Jeter Downs. The problem was, I'm watching Jeter Downs, and the ball hits the third base and it goes wide. I mean, he just kind of stands there and watches it for a few seconds, then decides to run for it. I'm like, well, I don't know why he didn't run right away, but okay. Jays get runners at second and third because of that. It's a double for Vladdy. And the Blue Jays have runners at second and third, nobody out in this inning. I mean, this is a massive start to the ball game. It really could be. Well, they can't get anything out of this until 2 out and Kevin Biggio at the dish. And I believe there was the bases loaded at the time. I could be wrong with that. Biggio then punches one into left center field for a base hit. Springer and Vladdy come in to score because Cordero overruns it in left field. Might have been a play at the plate, maybe not. But he overruns it. And that allows, maybe, I think it was Bo Bichette to get to third base in the play. Like it was a comedy of just mental blunders from the Red Sox. And the Jays lead it 2-0. Then the Jays get the bases loaded, right? With Raimel Tapia at the dish. We're all thinking, man, sun's out. Couldn't this happen again? Wouldn't that be funny? And Tapia rips one to the right center field gap, and it goes into that really large corner there in center field. And Tapia gets on his horse, slides in safely at third. And can you imagine if that ball got all the way to the wall, all the way into the very far corner? It could have been another inside the park grand slam. Instead, it's a bases clearing triple for Raimel Tapia, and they're lighting this guy up like a Christmas tree. They're at 5-0 in the first inning before Ross Stripling can even take the hill. It's a beautiful scene. Bottom of the first inning, Xander Bogaerts gets an infield single. Jarren Duran comes in to score, and they're on the board now 5-1, but that's all she wrote for that inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning, and Yolmer Sanchez, it's an RBI single. Cordero comes in to score. It's now 5-2 ball game. You know, and Ross Stripling is done after that. They don't go more than 4 innings for him. I understand it's your first start back as well. It's a tight ball game, and you're about to go through the lineup for a 3rd time. I understand that. But in that top of the 5th is where the comedy of errors occur. All right, the Blue Jays get guys on base, and they have to bring the infield in. And Raimel Tapia rips one to left field for a base. Well, I can't say rip. He didn't really hit that hard, but it finds the hole into left field for a base hit. In comes Teoscar Hernandez, and the Toronto Blue Jays build up their lead. Now it's a 6-2 ball game. Great stuff. Then Danny Jansen reaches on a fielder's choice. Matt Chapman comes in to score. But this is a play down to Jeter Downs, right? He gets the ground ball at third. Chapman takes off on the play. And Chapman going right to the baseline as he's supposed to. Jeter Downs has nowhere to throw this ball unless he goes to the side of Matt Chapman. But he throws it right at Matt Chapman. It hits him in the back. He scores on the play. And the Jays are now up 7-2. Meanwhile, they don't get it out there. It's just an ugly, ugly time. Then Vladdy hits an RBI single. Raimel Tapia comes in to score. I can't remember if there was an error or something on that. I can't quite remember. Oh no, that was the infield single that Sawamura. Was that him? I think I could be right there. He overran the base, didn't realize where he was, and tried to dive back onto the base. Didn't get there in time. It's just like I said, guys, a comedy of errors from the Red Sox. The Jays were just capitalizing. It was an ugly, ugly weekend for the Red Sox. But you know what? As a Jays fan, I could care less. I love every second of it. And the Jays now lead it 8-2 after Tapia scores in that Vladdy infield single. Bottom of the 5th inning, Verdugo hits an RBI single. Jaron Duran comes in to score. Bottom of the 6th, Jackie Bradley Jr. hits a home run. This is all off of Trevor Richards over 2 innings of work. And then the bullpen comes out and shuts the door down. Phelps, Meza, Jimmy Garcia, and Adam Simber shut the door the rest of the way. And the Blue Jays clean up the sweep 8-4 at Fenway today. Let's get to the offensive stats, shall we? George Springer went 2 for 6 in the ball game. He started the game 2 for 2, so had a really nice start to the day. Scored a run in the ball game, obviously in that first inning to start the fiasco that was the 5-run first. Vladdy went, and this is at Jays fans. I mean, I think we're starting to see Vladdy really start to get high. Remember, he was hitting like in that 260 range, and we're like, he's really not doing his thing. Well, he went 4 for 5 today with a run scored and an RBI. And he's now hitting 280. He's starting to find himself now. He's starting to get some luck as well. Because a lot of those balls that he hit today, or that he got hits on, were not very hard hit. The hardest hit ball he got today, he got out on. So sometimes baseball's just a funky thing. And he's been hitting the ball hard a lot all season, just right at guys, it seems. Today, not so much. And he goes 4 for 5, and he'll take it. He had scored a run and had an RBI. Teoscar Hernandez, this guy's getting red hot. Ever since that Kansas City series, man, he is really starting to feel it. He went 2 for 4, the run scored, and a walk. Take on base 3 of the 5 times that he came to the dish. Speaking of red hot, Matt Chapman, and Tapia, we'll talk about next, but Matt Chapman went 2 for 4 today, scored 2 runs, and walked on base 3 of the 5 times that he came to the plate. And we all kind of heard, he's a second half guy, and we're like, we'll see. Well, we're seeing it. That batting average is climbing. That OPS is climbing. Both of his hits today were doubles. I thought he was a really fantastic job tonight offensively. Really nice job for Chap. And Raimel flipping Tapia. I mean, if there were any question about anybody, about Randall Grichuk, that whole trade and being like, wow, Tapia just hits a lot of ground balls, useless this, OPS, all these advanced numbers. Well, Raimel Tapia went 3 for 5 today with a run scored and 4 RBIs. He has 10 RBIs in these 3 games. Insane stuff. He's put a really good, 40, 50 game stretch together. And the man's hitting like 285 now with an OBP of like 310, with an OPS getting up there, 715, 710, something around there. He's starting to get there. Obviously, the OPS for Tapia is never going to be big because he's not a big home run hitter. But he got a triple today, and he's just been playing some incredible baseball. I love what we're seeing from Raimel Tapia. The team overall, 15 hits total for the Blue Jays, 7 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Pitching-wise, Ross Stripling got the ball today. Only went 4 innings, allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Clearly didn't have his good stuff today. But again, first start back, easing back in. Manoah gave you some really good innings yesterday. And first series back after the break, you want to give everyone that chance, right? You hadn't seen Trevor Richards yet. You haven't seen, you may have seen Tim Meza once. Actually, no, I don't think you have. Did he pitch yesterday? I don't believe so. You haven't pitched David Phelps either, right? So you want to get these guys into the ball game. Well, the great news about the way they managed the bullpen today, everybody has now gotten an outing post All-Star break, so now we're kind of in that groove again. So that's really good to see. Trevor Richards went an inning and 2/3, allowed 3 runs, 3 hits, a couple runs, did strike out 2, he did walk a batter as well. So not the sharp outing that we've been seeing lately from Trevor Richards, but again, ate up an inning and 2/3 of work. All right, David Phelps did a great job in his 2/3 inning, got a strikeout, walked the batter. But Tim Meza came out there and got the ground ball double play to end the inning. So short time out there for Timmy, but he did a fantastic job. And then we get to the 2 studs. We get to Jimmy Garcia, who's just I don't know. He's just getting better as the season's going along. He went a clean inning of work, didn't allow a base runner, and struck out a guy. Fantastic. And Adam Simber went out there, gave up a leadoff single in the 9th, allowed Jordan Romano to get warm. He turns around, sees that, and is like, okay, strikes out the side the rest of the way. and the Blue Jays lock it down 8-4 winners. So they do what they need to do today. If you want a scoreboard watch, I have a little bit. I see that the Guardians lost. You know, I know the Tampa Bay Rays, I believe they lost. The Mariners getting just destroyed right now by the Astros, and they look like they might be getting swept. So for Jays fans, the out-of-town scoreboard looks great. We just got to go out there and do what we can control. And they did that today. Now, off day tomorrow for the Toronto Blue Jays before they come back to Rogers Center, and they're taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. But they're going to look very different, are the St. Louis Cardinals. Because two of their guys, two of their best players, may I add, Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado, decided to not get vaxxed. Therefore, they will not be in Toronto. And Jays fans, let's be real. The boys should take 2 games. The numbers that those two guys are putting up, and that team is only like 5 games over 500, it tells you what the rest of that, what the rest of the team looks like. So if you're the Blue Jays, you welcome in that squad without those 2 sluggers, you got to take care of business. Now, the pitching matchups go as so. Tuesday, you got Jose Berrios getting the hill against Andre Palante, something like that. He's going. That's the Tuesday matchup there. I believe it's a 7:10 first pitch at Rogers Center. And then on Wednesday, I'm assuming, nothing's been confirmed. I was looking at the score. There was no name down. I'm going to guess it's Kevin Gausman, right? Because they skipped that number 5 starter slot. They're going to go back. They're going to go Berrios, the number 5 starter. So Berrios would be your 4. Yeah, they're going to skip that 5th starter today. And they're going to give Berrios that start, and then they'll flip back to Gausman. That's my take on that. I don't know who's going for St. Louis, but all that matters is the Jays took care of business today. That's a little series coming up. You have a 2-gamer, then a 4-gamer against the Tigers. You have some time. You have some spot here where you should be able to put some wins together. But they got to go out there and they got to do what they're supposed to do, right? And that's what we have not seen a lot this year. They battled against these really good teams, but when it came to the mediocre squads, they played down to them. I'm not saying St. Louis is mediocre, but you take out Goldschmidt, you take out Nolan Arenado. Those are massive holes on that team. That is massive, massive holes. All right, Blue Jay fans, you know what? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the ball game this evening, because it was a lot of fun to watch. A lot of laughing, a lot of just enjoying baseball. Smack the like button if you guys enjoyed this one. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already, comment down below thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game, what you like, what you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Twitter link is down below, so follow up, send me a DM, all that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Jays, and of course, on Tuesday night as they host the St. Louis Cardinals there at Rogers Center. Andre Palante, I think it's Palante. I don't know. Against Jose Berrios for the Blue Jays. His first start post All-Star break. Let's see if he can continue that momentum from the last few starts before the break. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game today. We'll talk to you guys then.